Learning to sew at 30, day 3, we're making the pants. We're making the pants today, but first, we're going through comments. So if you've been following along, it ends up I'm not going to the Ren Faire. So that's why this took a while to come out, because I didn't have that sense of urgency anymore. And my bad. But we're going to go through the comments really fast because all of you are flipping amazing. I'm literally looking through them right now, and every single one of you is just being so helpful. So I'm going to take a look, make some mental notes, and then we're going to sew. So from Gypsum Relief, a few thoughts if they might help. And I've already read this a little bit and it's already helping. 1. The blue fabric looks like it's double gauze. It can be a bit see-through, but check it against your body in daylight to see. A lot of materials you'll be able to look through up close, but not on the body. It's not a problem. Look at some of your lighter colored t-shirts. True. You can even wet it if you want. Oh my god, this is so cold. Okay. Shirt check. The brightest light I can find. Oh, I was overthinking this. I was really overthinking this. Got a comment on the fabric, the Justine Credible. I'd pick a different fabric. Multiple layers, especially when talking about Ren Faire garb, gets hot. Depending on where your Ren Faire is, that can lead to heat exhaustion. No one wants that, trust me. 12-year Ren Faire cast member now retired. Another hint, always use breathable natural fibers for Ren Faire garbs. It holds up to rainy days and breathes. Lightweight wool for the top layer garments is actually a lot cooler than say a heavy rayon or poly twill. Luckily, this material is cotton, so not wool, but a natural fiber. The reason I am very much locking in on using this no matter what is I bought so much of it. When Joann's went out of business, rest in peace Joann's, we all miss you, love you, and wish that you had never gone away. When they closed, a lot of their fabric went to, I think it was Ollie's, and we just happened across an Ollie's, and all the fabric that they had was this, and it was so cheap, like $5 a bolt cheap. And in the impulse excitement, I got one of each color, and so now we have like 10 bolts of this stuff. So my outfit is probably going to be all this. Hollyana says, this is my favorite series. Thanks. That's my girlfriend. All right, so we have a comment here from Sherry. You won't be able to do a French seam or a flat felled seam on a curve, like an armhole. So you'll need another seam for those. Why didn't I think about that when I was sewing those? Yeah, it's just your zigzag stitch or a Hong Kong seam finish, or a bias binding seam. Okay, so you all saved me a lot of time and a lot of heat. I was gonna make these double layers. That's crazy. After seeing just how unaffected things were, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was just afraid. But since we now know that we're fine, this is what we're working with. This material has been moved around so much. Let me give you guys a look on this camera too. I cut this 3 weeks ago, and so far, and we've been moving stuff around. Like, it hasn't been sitting still. This has been moving, it's been brushing up against stuff. And so far, I'm not seeing like any fraying, like very minimal fraying. Someone else brought it up in the comments. They said it's like a double gauze material. And so I was pulling at it, and it's like 2 layers that are like stitched together. I'm really confident that if I do the basic, just going through it and then doing a zigzag on the outside, I think I'm gonna be fine. Now, my other material that I used on my last pants has been holding up very poorly. I think they're actually over here. I've worn these but a few times, but as you can see, tons of fraying on everything. Now, some of the areas where I did zigzag, it caught it. It's, it's not running away. But if this is, at this level, I'm confident that this isn't gonna mess up from doing a straight stitch finished with a zigzag. The other thing that's gonna save me a ton of time is that I'm not doing more layers. I have already cut, going into this, 4 panels. The thing about these pants, it's all identical panels, just then sewn together. And I would have had to do 4 more panels if we were doing the double thickness. So being confident that in this fabric now, I think we're just good to go with what I have here. So I'm gonna iron all this out, and I'm going to pin it more than I have, and we're just gonna rock and roll and see what happens. All right, it's time-lapse time. Okay, once again, I have to thank you all so much for all of your help. You saved me. You saved me, because I can imagine myself doing this, pinning this, and then ironing, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure I should have probably ironed first. I could imagine myself doing all this work and then doing an entire side of the pant, starting my flat feld, and then flipping it inside out, and then realizing in that moment I couldn't use it. So thank you very much. Now, the benefit of not doing the flat feld totally outweighs the excitement I had for trying it. This is going to be a much faster process than it was going to be for 2 reasons. 1, the flat feld seam takes probably twice as long. 2, I'm no longer having to cut a whole nother 4 panels of this stuff and having to stitch that together before I even put the project together. And I'm definitely feeling like there's a nuance to ironing now. Oh, this is a hard hobby. All right, but let's go ahead and let's sew just the side of this panel down, the outside edge, to lock that in, and then we'll iron the other one and do the outside of that. And I feel like that'll be enough to kind of hold us in place, and then I'll keep all the pins on the left where they are, but all the ones on the right will be gone. I can't believe I lost my pin cushion. I guess I'll just like fold this rag up. We're going to need to wind our bobbin. This color is definitely lighter. It's definitely a lot lighter. I think we'll be fine. You know, I'm curious. I'm curious to see how much it'll show up. All right, one of the tips I got was to start further up on the project and then stitch back first, then forward. That was to help prevent the corner from getting pulled in, because I was experiencing that a little bit. So we're gonna start by going back. We got straight stitch center. Let's go. Forwards. Hi, Tilly. Hi, girl. Oh, you're cooing. Mom will be home soon. I am Tilly's second favorite, that is for sure. But I'm Max's favorite, so it works out. I look forward to the day that I am no longer sewing at a snail's pace. I need to have like a big clock that you guys can like watch as I sew, because I am going essaye. But anyway, we're doing the straight stitch right here, and then we're going to be doing the zigzag stitch. I just felt like maybe it's the fabric laying off the machine, but it just wants to pull away from me in weird ways that I'm not used to yet. Oh, the joys of learning something new. Could it have been better? Absolutely. Could it have been worse? For sure. For now, we're just going to say that is golden. We're going to fold it, then iron, and do the same thing with that one. All right, so it is the next day, but we're back at it and we're gonna finish up these pants. So we did the outsides of the 2 panels, straight stitched followed by a zigzag. And now we are going to do the other outsides of the panels, kind of joining them together, and then give it a try on, see if things are weird or if we're getting a similar fashion as last time. Since it's been a day, I should probably iron these again, but I'm just gonna go for it. gonna go back through and do our zigzag. I am definitely going to use a pattern next time because this is crazy. It's almost as if I tapped into a cosmic level of future sight with that comment. You see, everything was going very well. I found myself in a flow state. And then I was like, hey, let's join the back of these pants. Let's get the shape together so we can wrap it around and see how it's feeling. Well, if you look very closely, there is a seam on the leg that's near the bottom there. And if you look at what I'm sewing together for the backside, it's being sewn together from the inside. All right, so we have some good news and we have some bad news and some not great news. Let's start with not great news. The calves somehow still kind of tight. Now, the reason that's not terrible news is boots are going to cover the part where it's tight, and it's kind of nice that it'll be snug so it's not getting pulled by the boots as I put them on. Next is the good news. Good news. They're looking slick. I'm a big fan of this. This is working out. They're light, they feel good. Once I do the waistband, it's gonna tie it all together, and this is sick. Very happy with these, except for the bad news part. Yep. That is the seam, friends. I somehow got twisted around when I was attaching that. And now I have to seam rip, which will take hours. So I'm gonna put a movie on, and hopefully this camera has a time-lapse setting. Oh, the joys of doing a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch, all to realize you did it wrong. It truly is incredible the amount of extra work we can make for ourselves when we do something a little too fast. But hey, I'll probably never make that mistake again, right? Right? Please tell me I'm right. Whenever something really annoying like this happens at work, my boss always says, well, these are the moments that actually ingrain the knowledge in us. You don't learn from just getting it right sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get it wrong. So those first pair of pants I got right somehow. And still made the mistake. All right, so it's the next day, and I've realized something kind of cool. I want your input here. So instead of a wraparound, I have like this belt that's holding up the pant. You see, and it kind of makes it look, I don't know. Holly, how would you describe this look?
It looks awesome.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's almost like it has a skirt built in, you know, like almost kilty. I don't know. It makes it look more like Marshall? You know what I mean? Versus the waistband. I don't know. But anyway, so I really like how this sits, except for the unfinished edges. I'm not sold on the unfinished edges. So I think I'm going to end here, since I've, had you guys through this whole journey, and kind of get your input on like waistband versus like finishing the edges of this and having like this be the style. I kind of really like it. I'm thinking like a trim that would cover these seams, like maybe even like this material, but embroidered with something. So like a 1-inch trim that would go there, then something that would fold along the edges to accent the end of the fabric and make it look more purposeful rather than just half finished. Let me know what y'all are thinking, and then I might come up with a decision, because right now I have like option paralysis. The fact that I had a plan also is like causing me not to lean into this more, because I'm like, no, this was not the plan, but also I think it looks cooler. You haven't seen it with the boots. I might have a photo. I don't think I took a photo. I don't take enough photos myself. But let me know what you're thinking, and then we can wrap up the pants saga and move on to shirt saga. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening, good day, good night, whatever time it is. Bye-bye.